You must be wondering why I have titled this video as The Hare and the Tortoise, and what the hare and the tortoise have got to do with the startup. Let's look at a hare. It represents speed, agility, and for a startup, speed and agility are both important. A tortoise represents patience, stability. Both are important for a startup. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. The hare and the tortoise, the story. What does it say? A hare and a tortoise ran together in a race, and the tortoise was very slow. The rabbit was fast, the hare. And halfway between the race, he decided this guy is not going to go anywhere. I am so fast. I'll make it up in a minute. So he went and rested. He said, "मैं तो पहुंच जाऊंगा." And he fell asleep. End of the story. The tortoise crosses the rabbit and crosses the finish line. And by the time the rabbit wakes up, so he has lost the race. It happened because of overconfidence. The rabbit was so confident कि यार मैं तो जीत ही जाऊंगा, ये है कौन? So one is a matter of overconfidence. Other matter is that you don't take somebody as your equal. You are taking him for granted, the other person, the competitor. A startup cannot do either of those things because every attribute, every quality brings a pro and con with it. And that is fundamental for a startup to understand. A startup at the initial stages is like a rabbit, like a hare. It is light, it's on its feet, it's agile, it has a lot of options available to it. But as it goes along and it keeps growing, it becomes heavier. You add more staff, you get burdened with more capital. Capital gives you an ability to move faster, but it also has an attachment of responsibility to it, because you can lose money as soon as you can receive it by overspending or not spending correctly and not achieving the results. So a startup has to balance both the attributes of a hare and a tortoise at the same time, and needs to understand how to switch, where to switch, when to switch. So sometimes you have to be very fast in your decision making, in your movement, in your action. On the other hand, you have to be patient and stop your action completely to look and see where you need to go. Because if you lose sight of the direction you're heading for, or if the market dynamics change, then you don't know where you're going, and ultimately you will lose out. Since the business dynamics are changing with AI coming in, ChatGPT coming in, with all the new technologies coming in, now there's too much data, and that data is noise. From the data you need to filter out information which is valuable to you and look at ways in which we can utilize the attributes of a hare and tortoise and merge them in a way that we can reach out to any of these attributes whenever we want and utilize them to our benefit. Market is evolving. We are learning new technologies, new ways to do things as it goes along, as the market moves. Now this requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of understanding. Now all this are the virtues of a tortoise, because a tortoise observes, it learns, and then it moves patiently, softly, surely, one step at a time. Whereas the rabbit is always impulsive. It just runs. So it can misstep, it can misfalter, especially if it has not absorbed the necessary knowledge to reach the next destination. So there are two sides of a coin. There is smart work, there is hard work. Both are not wrong, both are not right. Sometimes you have to adapt and be smart at getting jobs done. Sometimes you have to work really hard to get a job done as well. They both have to be decided upon by the person executing the task, and he or she needs to understand which option has to be adopted and then how to move ahead. This is also part of the same story of the hare and the tortoise. Intent is the game. The tortoise was full of intent. He had only one goal in mind. The goal was the finish line. The rabbit was just playing up. He was not serious about reaching the finish line. Otherwise, he could have done it in a second and just gone to sleep post that. But he did not do that. So in summary, be that startup that utilizes both the attributes of the hare and tortoise and win. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you.